Hey, what's up? I'm CK with Mata Media, and welcome to this episode of Random Questions. All right, so the way this works is I use Google, type in the words random questions, and then just pick one of the websites that shows up. And my full disclaimer, I have not previewed this website or these questions prior to this filming of this episode. Today's episode is gonna be brought to you from Improb, like improb.com. I will actually put the website right here. Funny questions list. Let's just get right to the meat of it. Here we go. Question number 1. What is the funniest name you have actually heard used in the real world? It's bad words. It's bad words. I'll tell you what, when you have something going wrong, like really wrong, and you need to speak to somebody but you don't want to sit on hold forever, it's typically better to use the online customer support. There have been some names that show up that are typing to me. It seems like a joke, but then you realize they're just in a different country. It probably sounds the same, but it doesn't mean the same thing. So it's bad words. What is the sexiest name you can imagine? That's a great question. How about, I don't know, I'm gonna say wife. My wife. She's the sexiest. But it's sexy when you call her my wife. And it doesn't have to be like Borat. Man, this is off to a great start. So if you haven't figured it out, I'm probably a little bit awkward, and being put on the spot with questions doesn't give me time for filters. So, sorry. Question 3, what's the least sexy name you have ever heard? Let's go back to question 1 and those names on customer support. Those are definitely the least sexy names. They're the funniest, but they're the least sexy. Here we go, 4. What sport would be the funniest to add a mandatory amount of alcohol to? It just depends though, it depends on the human. Some humans, like me, put alcohol in me, I become a very happy human. Put alcohol in other people, not all other people, but some, and they become very angry. So when you have a sport, tenacity is already really high. I can't imagine that people wouldn't be crazy aggressive. But hey, let's pick one. Can't be golf, because people stand so close to the drive off the green. Wait, the tee box? Guys, I don't play golf. I don't know what that, because I think alcohol and drugs exist in every sport currently in the world. Guess what? It's already there. Question 5, if you could replace all of the grass in the world with something else, what would it be? The grass? Trampolines. Wow, our legs would be beyond ripped if we had trampolines for grass. Everything would change. Our shoes would totally change for getting around the world. Not city people. So we would start growing trampoline crops. There'd be trampoline corn, trampoline green beans. Where were we at? Question 6, if you had to choose one animal to help you win a fight, which animal would you choose? That's gonna be my dog, Brew. Brew is the most gentle, loving, spirited creature, but he is an athlete beyond an athlete. The vets, when we take him in, are always just, it's kind of like, they almost take turns coming in to like look at him like he's a specimen. One vet in particular was like, you have the LeBron James of dogs. He is just an athlete, he's a machine. The only reason I would say that I would bring him into a fight is because of our bond. His ferocity would be turned up to another level for protection of the pack. If you get that dude going and you're on the other end of a tether and he wants to sprint, best of luck. My wife has been pulled over 2 trash cans before by both dogs, mostly because Brew decided I'm gonna take off. My wife just, so that's him. I would choose him. If you could morph 2 animals to make one super animal, what 2 animals would you choose and why? Let's bring Brew back into the table and combine it with the golden eagle from Rescuers Down Under. Because now we have this animal that's humongous, we can ride on it, and it is the LeBron James of athletes. Bring that animal to any fight and you wouldn't have to. What movie would be greatly improved if it was made into a musical? So here's the thing. I don't like musicals. Yes, I'm a theater kid. I always got the roles in musicals that were more of the comedy value. Didn't have very many of my own songs. I just don't think much of them. Question 10. If your 5-year-old self suddenly found themselves inhabiting your current body, what would your 5-year-old self do first? Well, first of all, a 5-year-old self suddenly stepping in. So a 1988 5-year-old suddenly pops into this room with what looks like probably the most incredible TV you've ever seen in your life. You wouldn't even probably know this is a camera right away because everything was like long and tubular. No, in 85, it still would have been like the shoulder kind of stuff where you actually slide a VHS and you have the big buttons. 5-year-old CK would be scared, but if it was a nice one of those situations where it's just kind of like, oh, I'm in the future, fishing. I'd probably go fishing. I lived outdoors as a kid, and that was all I did, was explore woods and go fishing, but also catching crawdads and turtles. For those of you who don't know, that is exactly where Mata Mata Media comes from. Mata Mata is a turtle, happens to be one of my favorite turtles. They're a very unique kind of turtle. I suggest you look it up. And media is because of the alliteration, Mata Mata Media. So I like turtles and I produce media. That's where the name comes from. Question number 11, what is something that everyone looks stupid doing? That's a mean question. Everybody looks stupid when they get in a fight in public. I understand there are moments where the heat of the moment does take over and fires blaze inside you and all you want to do is just say what's on your mind. If you are around your friends or strangers and you're in a public place, pardon yourselves. Go somewhere private. Nobody wants to see you fight. It doesn't matter if it's guy versus guy, guy versus girl versus girl, doesn't matter. All we want to do is just not have you have this bickering, awkward thing in front of us, so take it out. We're all bigger than that, come on. Number 12, have you ever sent a text message to the wrong person? Yes, of course, everyone has done that. Having autocorrect change words in your text message is way worse. When I used to run restaurants in the service industry, there was one restaurant in particular where we had bike delivery, and there was a female bike delivery driver. I was trying to type something quickly to her regarding an order that she just left out the door with. Can't remember actually what the word was, but at the very end, it changed my typing of the word to kisses. Please hurry and get there. They said that they won't be at the front door. Call them. Kisses. Embarrassing. Question number 13. What are 3 items you could buy together at the grocery store to make the cashier laugh? Okay. My brain just goes straight to the gutter. What if it was a bundle of carrots, a box of rubber bands, Bluebell ice cream? Question number 14. Have you ever caught something on fire while you were cooking? Fire, no. Have I smoked out the house? Of course, everyone's done that. All right, last question for this episode of Random Questions. Number 15, what is something that is really popular now, but in 5 years, everyone will look back on and be embarrassed by? Well, there's gotta be so many things. It's probably not popular right now. I'm sorry if it is. Those eyelashes that go on your headlights on your vehicle and look like they are eyelashes to the car. It doesn't need to be 5 years from now for that to be embarrassing. It needs to be now. It needs to always be now. Sorry, but that's just a very unflattering thing to ever do for your life. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Random Questions. I'll see you all in episode 2. Thanks for watching.